your ruler.
Sold.
Your lands, your possessions, your very lives will gladly be given in tribute to me.
What's up, guys? So we're gonna do a reaction to a reaction. We're gonna do a reactionception. So we're gonna react to someone reacting. We're gonna react to Asmongold's reaction of Andrew Tate on Tucker Carlson. But before we get into that, I would appreciate it. Please go ahead and like the video. You liking the video really helps my channel and the analytics. So let's get that out of the way so we don't forget later. And if you don't, later on you can always switch to a dislike, right? So just go ahead and like. If you don't, and then later on you can switch to a dislike. All right, so let's jump into it. Oh, and also I got the video flipped, so that way, the reason it's flipped horizontally is because so that way you can see Asmongold's face and my face without me having to move my camera around or anything. Anyways, here we go.
Until a couple months ago, we'd never heard of him. And then the other day, virtually every tech company on the planet banned him. Not just his presence, but also his ability to conduct business on the internet. He was taken off Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all of it. Then they started telling you that not only was he not allowed to talk, but that you weren't allowed to like him because he was an incredibly bad person. And our view on that always is we'll decide for ourselves, since we're adults and Americans, and we'll listen to anyone we want, and we'll come to any conclusion we care to come to about what that person is about.
I don't really feel like I've exposed anything. Like, I'm truly not a very political person. This is the first time someone's experienced this level of ban. I'm not particularly right-wing. I don't vote. I mean, I obviously have my own personal views, but they didn't ban me for that.
I wouldn't say it's the first time. It happened to Alex Jones. It's happened to Donald Trump. They've made this new thing where they can just get rid of anybody, no matter who or how big you are. I mean, Donald Trump's pretty big. It's ridiculous. They shouldn't be able to do this. They shouldn't be able to do this.
Simply because I had large swaths of the population.
I would agree that most of the things that he says about, like, what I've seen, again, I've seen probably 10% of things that he's done. It seems like there's not really a exclusive political slant. He just dislikes the leadership, which is like everybody fucking thinks that. That's not very brave either, but yeah.
Agreeing to very traditional masculine values.
I don't know why Asmongold felt the need to say that's not very brave.
22, 23, 24.
What?
Were looking up to me and aspiring to be like me. I have a very traditionally masculine life. I have fast cars and a big house and a lot of money and a beautiful girlfriend. And they thought this was very, very threatening. And for some reason, they decided that it's better if they annihilate me from the internet and replace me with somebody who's more aligned with whatever they're trying to purport.
Tell us what your message is to young men.
Yeah, so I think that being a man is very, very difficult. I think that men's issues are largely overlooked. The people in charge of the world pretend to care.
I would agree that a lot of men's issues are not taken as seriously. I think that recently that's changed a lot, and it's a good thing, but it's changed as a result of people complaining about it. I think that a lot of guys, it's like, be a man. Like, I saw one thing, it was like 2 weeks ago,
When has it changed, Asmongold? When has it changed? What, because Johnny Depp won a trial after 6 years of having his name dragged through the mud? When has it changed? Like, someone tried to argue that to me last week, like, oh, it's it's changed. Things are getting better for men. What? Because Johnny Depp won a trial after having his name dragged through the mud for 6-7 years and losing all of his acting gigs? And you're comparing the average man to a multimillionaire who was able to afford all of these fancy lawyers and the long game? What the fuck? When has it changed? When has it changed, Asmongold? When has it changed?
A teacher, female teacher, had, and it even had in the news thing, it's like she had underage sex with like her 12-year-old student. Bitch, that's rape. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? And then it makes me so fucking mad. And, like, I can understand that, like, there's gonna be the fucking 55-year-old boomers. Where was she whenever I was in school? They didn't look like that then, I'll tell you something. You're gonna get that. I'm not mad at them. They're just boomers. Who gives a fuck? But the fucking news publication? The title of the fucking article. Oh, and the person only got 3 months.
That was a good impression that he did. That was a funny impression.
Yeah, I can see where guys would be pissed off. I think that's a huge fucking problem. The 3 months, it's disgusting. To be fair, I think that it was a sexual relationship, and it might not have necessarily been explicitly sex. Maybe they were just sending pictures to each other. Well, I wonder what that's called.
But when somebody who's championing men's issues like myself comes forward and finally manages to garner huge percentiles of the public support, I'm silenced. So they're not really interested in men's issues. And there's a lot of young men growing up today that feel very disaffected.
They do.
They feel invisible.
That's true.
The agendas that are being forced down their throats are not agendas they align with or they feel affinity to or agendas they want. And I basically just say to men, look, it's a very hard life. You're going to need...
I agree with the problem. I just don't agree with his solution. Like, I do agree it's a problem. Absolutely.
To get up, work hard, go to the gym. Strong body is a strong mind. You're going to have to reject listening blindly to everything you're told. Reject the slave mind. Think for yourself. Get a strong network of brothers. Work aside them.
I gotta say, I'm kind of shocked to see Asmongold agreeing with all these as a problems. I'm kind of shocked that Asmongold agrees that these are a problem, but at the same time, it's like you're disagreeing with the solution. But please be more specific, Asmongold. You're disagreeing with the solution, but everything he just said is everything he just said not a good thing? So what solutions is it that you're disagreeing with? I'm just this vague. Oh, because misogyny, a made-up thing, a made-up word. No one inherently hates women. No one there's no misogyny is fake. There's no such thing as misogyny.
People in your life, which means don't tolerate men who just smoke drugs and play video games. Or men who are disloyal or dishonest. By extension, don't tolerate women or girlfriends who are disloyal or dishonest. And
I really hope that, like, the thing is, with Tucker Carlson, I really hope he asks him about the comments on women. Because, like, yeah, sure, you give the person their opening statement to express who they are. That's totally fine. But if Tucker Carlson doesn't even fucking touch and even press a little bit on the fucking sex trafficking thing, why he left Romania, the videos of him hitting people, and then him saying, "Oh, she's laughing. Oh, that's crazy. She's laughing so hard, there's tears coming out of her eyes. Wow, that's." Isn't that something special? And it must have been a really good joke. And the another thing is there's the thoughts on the views on women in general, right? Things that he had said. Because I feel like if he doesn't even touch on that, Tucker Carlson doesn't even touch on that, I think it's going to be very disingenuous. We're going to have to see. Tucker's a clown. I'm not interested on if Tucker is a good or a bad guy. I don't give a fuck about that. I just want him to give it a fair shake.
Try and build and create a reality full of high-quality people in which you can resist the programming that the Matrix tries to influence you with and grow up truly happy. And what happens is when I say these things...
I don't understand why somebody like Tucker Carlson doesn't just go up and do the thing that he... Like, say what's real. Like, what's your life about? What has it all been for if you can't go up in front of the whole fucking world and say what it really is? Why? Money? What are you talking about? Fucking money. The guy's he's the heir to Swanson.
Oh, he's talking about Tucker right now?
The amount of money he's getting paid from Fox is nothing. He's doing this for fun.
I was like, which one is he talking about? Okay,
I don't understand.
Ignore 95% of what I say. They ignore me saying that you need to avoid low-quality men, and they take the bit where I say avoid women.
The thing about Andrew Tate going mainstream is Andrew Tate's been this way. He's been there's so many people that think Andrew Tate is playing a character that since he's gone mainstream. He's not playing a character. This is just part of his personality. He's been this way for years, right? And there's parts of his personality where he's joking and just joking around. And what the mainstream has done is concern troll, where they take certain parts of his personality where he's blatantly joking, blatantly just joking around, busting balls, and being exaggerating certain parts of his stories for satire, which he's always done even before he blew up. They're fixating in on that little part of semantics with whatever he says while he's purposely exaggerating, and then they play semantics with it and try and pick it apart. And I fucking hate people that disingenuously play semantics and concern troll. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Anyways.
On a reel, a very short 3 or 4 second clip, and then they say I'm a misogynistic person and I'm dangerous to women and I need to be banned. The problem is that the majority of young men in the world today are completely invisible, and social media has made them invisible. If you go into an Instagram feed...
That's true. A lot of guys... I actually had a video that I had planned on watching with you guys, and it was... where is it? Fuck. I'm trying to find it. Did I not see it here?
Well, whatever video you were going to watch Asmongold, I'm sure was blue pill as fuck. So
I think that's
probably
what
doesn't
happens.
matter.
Men are... there's a lot of men that are invisible. Absolutely.
And why is that?
The fact is, there's a lot of women who are invisible
social
too.
Media plus hypergaming equals the end of the world.
Stand out.
Social media plus hypergaming equals the end of the world. Why? Because you need men to prop up society. You need men to be incentivized to participate in society, to be garbage men, to be mechanics, to be plumbers, and freaking tower climbers, and dude, this one dude, I can't remember the title of his job. But I used to live next to him. He used to be my neighbor, and oh man, dude, he seemed to like it enough. But his job was very dangerous and very scary, and you know, he climbs really, really high towers and dangles, right? And my dad used to do some type of similar thing in Florida, off of skyscrapers in Orlando, construction. But you need dudes. Anyways, the neighbor, he was lucky enough to be married and have a kid, and plural kids, right? And my dad was lucky enough to be married and have a kid. But you need dudes like this who feel incentivized to participate in society and risk their lives to provide for a family and provide these services in a society. Otherwise, society just crumbles and dudes check out. Dudes just check out, right? You could argue Asmongold's checked out. You could argue I've checked out, right? When you don't have all these dudes doing all these necessary manual labor jobs, well, society just decays and crumbles like the fall of Rome. Anyways, my point is this: you cannot have social media at every woman's fingertips, in the palm of their hand, and rampant hypergaming through all these social media apps and dating apps. And the 90% of the worker drones of society have no incentive or any chance whatsoever for a family or to risk their lives or be productive. Otherwise, you know what ends up happening? You end up doing what ends up happening is, like I said, we check out, We do the bare minimum, right? We do the bare minimum to get by. And sometimes you even get famous and a multimillionaire from doing the bare minimum, getting by, sitting in a dark attic playing video games all day. Anyways.
Attractive and uninteresting. So they don't stand out. It's like, wow, another guy that plays League of Legends all the time and has very strong views on politics. How unique. Oh, he watches anime too. Holy shit. I can't believe it. Of course they're invisible. I think that the problem is
you don't get it, Asmongold. You don't.
What I wish Andrew Tate.
Listen, I wish I could skip forward through this, but the way I got it set up, I can't skip through it because Asmongold's kind of a ding dong. He's smart, but he's a ding dong as well. The problem is not that. The problem is girls are only going to swipe right on the top 10-20% anyways. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he just sits home and plays League of Legends all day. Because even if he was, well, here's what he could do. He could get rich, and then he would have fancy photos, you know, blah blah blah, and then he'd get swiped right. But at the same time, the chances of getting rich is like I read a study the other day, and it's like that a large amount of the most rich people, well, obviously generational wealth is the biggest portion of rich people, is generational wealth, but also this idea in our head, well, we think, oh, it's the most qualified get the most rich, or the people that work the hardest get the most rich. It's not true. It's largely down to luck. It's largely down to just straight up luck. The people that are successful, it's not the people that are most qualified, but it's just luck. It's just luck. Like, you can take, I know I always say this all the time, but Joe Rogan moved out to LA, got the first 2 acting jobs he ever tried out for. Literally, some people move out to LA and go on auditions for decades, dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of auditions for decades, and never get anywhere, and end up homeless or moving back home. Right? Joe Rogan moves out there. The first 2 auditions he ever tries for, that he barely even wanted, he scored both of them. The second one went on for however many episodes. The second gig he got was they were both sitcoms, but the second sitcom he got went on so long that the show got syndicated. Which syndication means like you have 100 episodes. The show got syndicated. He got famous off that show, and then after that, he didn't even ever try for any auditions ever again. Fear Factor was literally offered to him. It was handed to him in his lap. He didn't even really want to do it, but it was an easy money job. So he's like, okay, I can just hang around and smoke weed all day while I host something. Okay, I'll do it. Right? So he didn't even really want it, but he took it. Right? It was handed to him. It was offered to him, and then again, literally with the Joe Rogan podcast, he says he planned it and that it was something he always wanted to do because he saw the Tom Green show and blah blah blah. But really, the truth of the matter is, he was such a pothead. He would have never started doing it. He would have never started doing it had Brian Redband not literally set up everything for him and made it something that he could just show up for and do nothing other than just no work. The only person who ever did any work on it was Brian Redband, right? Had it not been completely made possible and no forethought needed, he probably would have never done it. All he had to do was, oh, you set this up for me? Cool. Thanks, Brian. Continues to do it, the podcast, for like however many long, we'll getting high with his friends, and then bails. Fair weather friend bubble. Anyway, my point is luck. Luck. Dumb, stupid, doodah luck. Yes, you have to show up in life, like I'm showing up right now. But my point is still, luck.
Say more is that
Like
a lot of
Asmongold
men
selling
are invisible
in his mom's
because
attic.
they don't try to do things that make themselves visible. It's the same as if you go into a room and there's 10 girls in the room and one girl is super fucking hot because she works out every day. She's wearing makeup. She's wearing nice clothes. The other 9 are going to be invisible to you. You know what I mean? He does say that, though. Well, it's not what it's being implied. Again, I cannot state that he has or has
really
never.
Not
like,
smart
I've seen a lot of his stuff. I've seen some of his stuff.
Asmongold's really not smart. Asmongold's never worked out a day in his life.
It has seemed to me more that the men, it is happening to
Asmongold's
them.
never worked out a day in his life.
And I wish there was more messaging about the fact that they are also doing it to themselves. That's my opinion.
I just gotta say, it's Asmongold has no business talking about any of that. Asmongold's never worked out a day in his life. Me, I've worked out most of my adult life. Why am I looking not as jacked diesel as I should look because of working out of most of my adult life? Well, because of let's not delve into it, but basically I've been having to eat way less, so I've gotten skinny as fuck. Alright, I don't want to delve into my tragic life story of having my life savings stolen from me or anything like that, or like trying to buy as much GME and Bed Bath & Beyond right now as I can. I don't want to delve into that, but my point is the reason why I'm not as jacked diesel as I should be is because I'm skinny as fuck because I'm not eating that much. Alright? But Asmongold's not no business talking about any of that shit.
Women, which is fine.
Yes.
They're beautiful. They're allowed to take pictures.
I like
But
that.
the only men who have followers are men with massive social status, right?
Exactly.
Men with Ferraris and money, or rappers, or people who have YouTube channels, interesting people. If you're a normal man with a normal job, you don't really exist in the online world. It's very difficult to get followers. Nobody replies to your...
I don't know. I find that to be like a disingenuous comparison because there's a lot of girls that are normal and they don't look, like if you're...
Says the guy with 100,000 live viewers. Says the guy with 100,000 live viewers. Bro, you've never lived, you never left your mom's house, you've never lived, you've never shut up. Anyways.
Like, you don't have a bunch of followers on Instagram either. I have plenty of real life friends that are girls. I know this might sound crazy, but I actually know a few girls in real life. And I've seen their Instagram. They have maybe a couple hundred followers.
Which is more than most dudes have. The average dude doesn't have a couple hundred followers.
This is very common.
And you're saying the average woman has a couple hundred followers.
It's way easier for women than it is for men, is what he's saying.
Have you ever been on Facebook, Asmongold? Asmongold, have you ever been on Facebook?
I'm going to be honest, man. Have you ever been on Facebook? A girl can change her profile picture and get 100 reactions. Asmongold is out of touch. I'm so glad I'm a guy. I am. I am so fucking glad I am a guy. I wake up and I thank God every morning I'm a guy. Absolutely.
No, you don't.
Same? Exactly.
You don't even think about it, probably.
Right.
Which is fine. You definitely don't wake up.
You don't really matter.
I'm so glad I'm a guy.
You don't have access to the
God.
sexual marketplace. It's very difficult for you to even get any kind of recognition that you're even alive.
Yeah.
And a lot of men feel lost and lonely because of that.
That's
and
true.
I was championing to a degree.
Everything that Andrew Tate is saying is true about men. I'm just saying it's not exclusive to men. However, everything that he's saying is true.
Gotta preface, gotta pander.
That is unfair, perhaps, but that's the way the game works.
That's right.
You need to become a man of importance. You need to become a man of influence.
Agreed.
Or you're going to suffer the pain of being invisible forever. Here is how you do it.
He's right.
I wasn't trying to change the rules of the game. I was just telling the men how to win because I came from nothing and I'm completely and utterly self-made. And I think the reason a lot of men are so depressed is because they feel invisible. They feel like the life is too hard. Women expect me to be strong and smart and funny and interesting with a nice apartment and a fast car and tall and well connected and funny, and it's just too much for them to handle. And the social pressure on men is absolutely immense. And I was championing their issues And at the same time, all these social media platforms pretend to care. As soon as somebody they resonate...
Let's be honest. The reason why he got taken off the social media platforms, I personally don't think had a lot to do with him championing men's issues.
Oh, shut up, Asmongold.
How do I know this?
Shut up.
Because there are a lot of other people who also champion men's issues that are not removed from social media, right? So it's clearly not because of that. Because if it was, then all of them would be removed too. But they're not.
Can you name any of these other ones? Were any of these other ones as big and as viral and becoming as much of a household name as Andrew Tate? Were they, Asmongold? No.
Same stuff. They even say that men have it worse in the sexual marketplace. They even say the exact same stuff.
With stands up and champions their issues, they mass blanket ban me, which shows they have absolutely no care for the young men of the world today. They think that by banning me, I'm just going to vanish and the young men are just going to go and start eating the gruel that they're fed on their YouTube feed. They don't want to read. They don't want to see transgender people wear makeup. They don't want to see that. They want to see a man who has a bunch of money and a nice life and some fast cars and is strong and is confident. They want an action hero. And that's something that large portions of the world still want to be.
Oh, yeah.
And YouTube and social media platforms obviously just don't like the idea of that. They want to get rid of me and try and replace me with something they see as far more malleable, trying to create people which are more malleable and more easy to program and more easy to control.
So news accounts in the United States say that the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest, Romania was tipped off.
Yeah, he was about to, the reason why he was about to circle around to the fact that, you know, one of the biggest culprits of that is mainstream media. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but this is on Fox, which is mainstream media.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
So they're like, okay, let me just stop you right there. We know where you're going.
Shut up.
To your misdeeds,
yes, I did.
and alerted the local authorities you might be committing human trafficking.
Is that really worth pausing the video over?
Given that this is the same charge they leveled against Julian Assange, or a species of it, you know, skeptical, but I want to know the details. Were you arrested for human trafficking? What happened?
Yeah, I was not arrested.
I don't think that Julian Assange was arrested or was charged for human trafficking. I thought it was like sexual assault or something like that. I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Of course you don't remember, Asmongold.
He was,
because you don't pay attention.
He was? Okay, yeah, it was a very long time ago. It was rape? Yeah, something like that.
And
so what happened?
No. And then Asmongold's left-leaning progressive chat, I'm not saying that there's not non-left-leaning progressive chat people in there, but I'm saying probably most of it because it's Twitch. So they tell him, yes, he did sexual assault. Well, how about you either remember for yourself, Asmongold, or don't trust just the offhand word of your chat, Asmongold. And it's really silly to me that you're even speaking on any of this if you don't remember, because I don't even need a refresher course, even if it was years ago, because it's relevant. It's relevant to the sequent events over the last decade. I mean, ever since freaking Hillary's emails and all that stuff. But anyways, let's go over it. Did Julian Assange commit sexual assault? No. What did Julian Assange do? Something probably most dudes have done. Not purposely or inadvertently. Right? The condom came off during sex. And he didn't say anything. Oh no. Is that sexual assault? No, it's not. But they needed a trumped up, pun not intended, reason to villainize the guy. And because people are sheep and peons, it worked. Anyways.
Swatting. It's very popular with people who are large on the internet. Many large YouTubers have been swatted. It's where you call the police and you say somebody has a gun or there's a hostage situation and the SWAT team arrives. Somebody made a phone call to the American Embassy saying that I was holding women at my house. The police arrived. And let me state this now.
And idiots believed it. She
openly
believed
to the
it.
world. I have absolute respect for the police. I would hate to live in a country where if you call the police saying women are being held against their will, that the police don't respond. That would be terrible. Of course they should come and look. Absolutely. They turned up, they investigated, they realized that nobody was in the house against their will. There was no crime committed. They said, okay, you're not a suspect, but you are a witness to this, along with me, my brother, the housekeeper, the gardener. Everybody who was in the premises at the time was labeled a witness. We had to go to the police station for 45 minutes for pieces of paper. We filled them in and we were let go. I was swatted. Nobody was hurt. There's no human trafficking. There's no women who were tied up. There's none of these things. It's all
See how
just
easily they smear
fallacy.
whoever they want to smear?
Probably
They
made
just
some
smear
of these
them
companies mad
and
with reviews on
deplatform
COVID.
them and
So some of-
just bloop,
It's hard to
and the
say.
sheep and the peons
Because, like,
just
for
fall in
example,
line.
like he said, whenever he was talking about a girl having OnlyFans, that's his money, for example.
He
So
was
that
being
implies a
facetious,
level of
dude.
ownership.
He
And
was
how is that ownership exercised? You see what I'm saying?
No, I don't.
Like, just because
You're an
something
idiot.
is not, just because somebody's not
You're
tied up
playing
in a
semantics.
basement with rope and duct tape over their
Asmongold, he's saying if you're my girl, that's my money, right? But you can choose not to be my girl, and it'll be your money. You want to leave? You're free to leave. You're free to leave. You're free to go do it on your own. It's a choice. It's a choice. He was being facetious. He was purposely. What do people do? They play semantics. Oh my gosh, that wasn't just him exaggerating and doing a joke. He was actually talking about abusing women and stealing their money. Are you kidding me? You're either a concerned troll or you're an idiot.
that they're not still part of this. So I don't know if I'm going to say this. I don't know if these allegations are true or not. And to be honest with you, I'm not going to say that they are. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't have what the police have. And obviously the police don't know either because they're not trying to get him. There are plenty of ways that they could extradite him. Or at least attempt to.
For us, if you would,
Was
what
he
you
convicted
think
or
the
arrested? No, he was
response to
not.
COVID globally did to the populations of the West.
Yeah, so I certainly made them mad with my views on COVID. I don't want to go to conspiracy theory, and I would also never kill myself. Let me just say that here for the record.
Okay.
But at the time of COVID first being announced, my brother
not talking
and I
about Hillary Clinton,
decided
it'll be fine.
we sat and had a very logical conversation, and we sat and said, we're two young fighting age males. If COVID can kill us, then the world is over. It's zombie apocalypse time. So there's no point hiding. We may as well go out with a bang. So my brother and I flew to Stockholm, Sweden. Now, I don't know if many people know this, but Sweden never
Didn't do
closed
anything.
down.
Yeah.
Stockholm and Sweden never closed down, never made you wear masks, never mandated the vaccine. At the very beginning of COVID, when the rules were strictest, when Florida was still closed, when Miami was still closed, when the Republican states were still closed, Stockholm, Sweden was wide open with full nightclubs.
That was my understanding.
And a party scene like you've never seen. And we lived in Sweden for 3 solid months with zero restrictions, zero worry or interest in COVID. It was like the world was completely normal. And from there, when we left, obviously COVID was still going on. And in a neighboring country, you go to Germany, and they were having full panic attacks, genuine panic attacks if you didn't have a mask on. And it was just very obvious to me. I was like, I've spent the last 3 months ignoring this, and I'm fine.
I mean, one factor that's different with the U.S. and Sweden is there's a lot more fat people and unhealthy people here in the U.S. So we're going to get more people that are going to be hurt by COVID because it's like a multiplier effect.
Isn't that their responsibility, Asmongold? Isn't
Sweden's a more healthy country.
Isn't that their
so
responsibility?
I think that there's going to be a higher probability. It's
They-
like, and this
they
is
got plenty
always
of
what
time
the
to
problem with talking about
fix their
COVID
diet
was,
in the year
is
of
that
lo- in the
nobody
year of
actually
lockdown.
wanted to have a genuine conversation. Nobody ever wanted to talk about other variables like this, like, oh, well, you have population density, you have, transmission, you have the, general, well-being of the
being
population.
Fake intellectual right now.
They just don't even want to
fake
talk about this. That's why I never
talked
about COVID on my screen,
chat
because it was just a waste of fucking time.
they're sycophants,
I mean, really,
fanboys.
I found it to be more useful
the one true
for my
king.
time
Big
to talk
dick
about
energy.
the BLM riots and stuff like this. I thought that was a better chance of me getting through to people what I thought my message was than COVID. Nobody wanted to talk about anything. They brush you off and you present facts. Of course they do.
And now I'm in Germany, surrounded by panic attacks,
right,
and endless mass. This doesn't make sense. And I told the truth on social media. I said, this is obviously an overreaction. The decimation of your income, the fact you can't go get a doctor's appointment for a genuine ailment or a genuine risk of cancer, for example.
Right here, though.
The fact that you can't see your loved ones in their final days, these things are far more destructive than the common cold. I think that what they're doing is unfair. I think it's a massive overreaction. And this is based on my personal experience. And I think at the time there was a lot of pushback, but I would like to think now that 99% of the world see I was totally right.
I mean, I don't know about that. It's kind of hard to say. Like, it's like you can't say that he was totally right after the fact, because a lot of people have the vaccine. And let's be honest.
Oh my gosh.
It seems like people that have the vaccine probably get COVID a bit less.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Like,
no,
they probably get COVID a bit less,
no,
and it's not as bad.
No, they don't.
On average.
No,
this is an on average thing.
Talk out your ass.
Never had
you have to say this because you're a big Twitch star.
But the symptoms are lighter.
You're a big ass Twitch star, so you have to
they
say
also
this
die from
nonsense.
Heart attacks more? I've heard about that. I'm not sure how true it is or not. But what I'm saying is, like, obviously,
no, you're not sure about that. You got no problem talking about other things that you're unsure of.
Vaccinated now, so you can't compare the two things.
That is what you're supposed to say.
It's kind of funny, Tucker. I'll tell you, when at the height of COVID, I used to say to my brother,
what's this here? I had long COVID after catching it for a year. Second dose vaccine, you lose your protection in a year. A chat scientist. Let's look it up. Let's see.
Even the CDC only tells you you're only protected for 6 months. You dumb fuck. You're only protected for 6 months.
Versus don't have.
Even if you're vaccinated after a year, you're the same as
COVID info.
Well, you're not the same. You're not because you're tainted now. But you're not protected any more than someone who's unvaccinated.
True or it's not.
You're probably even worse off.
Literally, really hard to look up. Yeah, I think it's going to be hard to say. You're going to get lies and government answers? Well, how do you know what you're getting isn't a lie or a government answer? How do you know that you're not just getting a different flavor of lie?
These people have researched what they're talking about.
Think that
you play World of Warcraft in Passive Exile and get people to buy New World and
God fucking how is it so hard to find
videos.
Information about this? This is insane. This is absolutely insane. No easy response on that with all the different variants. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, I don't know what to say. And check back in 10 years since we did a documentary of this shit. Yeah, exactly. Whole point of getting vaccines is your body build immunity since virus, right? Why does COVID vax not work like the chickenpox vax? I don't know.
This dude pays editors.
I mean, you guys know throughout the whole thing.
I do it. I have to do this all myself.
I never.
How does he not have any time to work out?
I never said this. I never said not to do it either.
How?
I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Yeah, you don't know, so shut the fuck up and play the video.
I've never said that. Why not? Because I don't know. People should make their own decision.
How will people struggle with the cognitive dissonance?
If I can't find, by the way, if I can't find a graph and I can't prove it, then as far as I know, it's not true. I think that it's true that, like, people that had the vaccine probably got it less. But if I can't find any data on that, then fuck. Like, I'm not gonna die on that hill.
You should have found it when you should have paid attention while it was happening.
All over, because COVID is still out there. Mm-hmm. Nothing's gone away.
We were streaming and playing video games.
The thing that we were all hiding from is still right there, out there to get you.
Oh shit! The video froze. No.
Walks around and they're not scared of it anymore. And I'm like, are people critical enough to analyze themselves and say, for a year...
Haven't COVID rates been going up?
I think my GPU
I've heard from somebody that COVID rates... My dad said that COVID rates were going up. Yeah, I think that, yeah, because it's over. Well, it's because people don't give a fuck anymore.
Oh, that's the chat.
People have like
underneath my webcam. That's
even
chat.
with Donald Trump, probably by the time it was like 2018, 2019, it was like, yeah, Trump's the president. It is what it is, right? People at a certain point just get tired of being upset and worried about something. And they just want to move on with their fucking life. I think that's what happened. How do you know the media rates are going up? Because the media says it is? Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything could be a lie. I mean, for sure.
For the most part,
like that's definitely a factor. Like that absolutely could be the case.
Just believes what the mainstream media tells him.
I was definitely afraid of something.
Now
I'm exposing myself to said thing, and I'm not afraid anymore. The media tricked me, and I was a fool. But they're not. They don't even seem to self-analyze and go, I got tricked. They're just like, oh, okay, next thing. Hey, Andrew now.
Well, it's because people, like, they think the same thing that I think. They think that because people got the vaccine, COVID is not as bad. It doesn't put as much of a strain on the hospitals because the symptoms aren't as bad. And so it's more manageable by the government and the different apparatuses that are supposed to deal with health problems. That's why people think that it's different.
No.
It's logical.
They never. The people that think that it's they don't think it's different. They never thought it was a problem in the first place.
So I saw you compare the experience of rich people under COVID,
let's not go down that rabbit hole,
to everybody else. What did you notice about that? It seemed like a two-tiered response.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so the story was very simple. I was flying inside of Europe. There's a lot of low-cost air carriers. It's only low-cost primarily. There's not much first class, business class, anything like that. And I was flying, and my experience was plagued by endless paperwork, wearing a mask, put the mask over your nose. Every time you eat, you have to put the mask on in between. I got told off for not having...
In Texas, brother, let me tell you something. That wasn't a situation. That just wasn't no motherfucking situation.
Neither was it
over here in Texas.
Neither was it here.
The mask
no one was chewing anyone out for drinking too long or eating too long or anything.
And because I'm fortunate enough to be fiscally secure from there,
they even told you up front, listen,
jets from now on.
We have a mask policy in our store, but we can't force you to wear the mask
at the airport when I landed. My air stewardess was not wearing a mask.
We would like you to put the mask on as a store
COVID didn't exist once I bought a private jet.
But if you don't want to,
they
would even tell you that. They would even tell you that.
Maybe COVID's scared of money. I'm not sure. But it seems that everyone who's flying on private jets never had to worry about COVID ever. It's just the people at the bottom who had to worry about COVID.
Well, of course they had to worry about COVID. That's why they were fucking singing bullshit in their bathroom and posting it on Twitter for validation. How many celebrities did that during COVID? Oh my God, that drove me crazy.
COVID. And it's kind of interesting, right? Life's always been two-tiered. There's always been this separation in regards to fiscal access. But I think a lot of people in the world today don't realize that it still very much exists. And a lot of the rules are only the rules for a certain class of people. And once you pass a certain wealth index or a certain level of money, you can do basically whatever you want. And COVID really highlighted that to me. And it's truly sad.
I'm glad that he says that because he's totally right. Yeah, he's totally fucking right. Like, you know, the list, who's the Ghislaine Maxwell? The fucking Jeffrey Epstein lady. Where's the list of people? Who are the people that she was trafficking? Well, I don't know. I mean, you know, who has any idea? It's like, who could possibly figure out who these individuals are? Bobby Kotick was one of them. You know that? Yeah, if you make enough money, you don't have to follow the rules.
I mean, it's easy for me to make a joke of it, but when I would fly on a private jet and do whatever I wanted, or go to Sweden and party in nightclubs and do whatever I wanted, and then I'd come to, let's say, England and see my friend who couldn't go see his dying grandmother because of a COVID restriction.
That's too much.
That's truly sad.
Yeah.
That's truly criminal. It's really crazy what's happened and how the world's just moved on and the cognitive dissonance that people don't have enough respect for themselves and for the truth to analyze how they were so easily fooled. It's really sad to even think about, but maybe that was the beginning of me being disliked, by just pointing out my human experience.
This is the way I looked at it, right? Is like, as somebody who is not a scientist, okay? Not a scientist, got a C in chemistry. It's not my thing. I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I usually would wear a mask, especially with my mom, right? I couldn't take a chance on if it was fake or not. I couldn't take a chance on if it was, the common cold or not.
because his mom had COPD?
Not with my mom. So I had to wear a mask. Right, I did that.
I can respect that.
And so that's obviously what I did. I even wash my hands sometimes. Now, in my mind...
Sometimes. I even wash my hands.
This was like the logic that I had with why I thought a mask would work. Right? So, damn, wait, what? Wait, what did I say? Out of character? Oh, wash my hands. Oh, yeah. I thought I said something bad. Anyway, so I talk a lot.
He's like,
shit. I spend a lot of time talking in front of a glass desk.
What did I get canceled?
I have a glass desk, and every week or so, I look at the desk, and I see little bits of, like, spit. And by the way, I'm not special. You're the exact same as me. And so I clean my desk. And I assume that in those pieces of spit, there exists a potential that the COVID virus could be in that spit. And so to the extent that the mask blocks the spit, it will probably reduce, not remove the chance of, reduce the transmission and acquisition of COVID. That was my logic. That's what I thought.
I was looking to see.
So yeah. That's literally how it works. And so that's what I thought.
I only ever wore a mask 2 times ever.
Well, I guess
like
now maybe that's not true. Maybe that's not the case. But it seemed like a good idea to me.
One of the times was his
a C grade chemistry student.
And so that's why I did it. I'll respect you. It's your car. I'll respect that.
Experiences during the pandemic. But I want to tell you something that's actually kind of scary about this banning.
Yeah.
It all came so hard and so fast.
Same grade.
That I don't know if they all just follow each other. I don't know if they're all influenced by each other. I don't know if there's someone above them all. I don't know. But when they go to cancel you, ladies and gentlemen, it comes hard and fast.
I think the reason why it happens is that the different companies don't want to be the one stuck holding the hot potato, because that could make them less attractive to advertisers. So I'm not 100% on board with it being a cabal. I don't know that it has to be, because everybody acting in self-interest would result in the same outcome. So I can't rule one or the other out. But what I can say is that imagine if Facebook was the only group or the only website that didn't ban Andrew Tate. It's the same thing as people today went and they said, oh, Rumble platformed Andrew Tate. What do you think the odds are that people are probably going at the Rumble advertisers and saying, hey, listen, like everywhere else fucking got rid of this guy, why aren't you doing it too? I think that it's all a bunch of fucking big tech companies that have a, let's be honest, fiduciary responsibility to make as much money as possible, and they just view him as unprofitable because they could potentially lose advertising money because of him.
That's
you see what I'm saying?
Not it at all.
You see how...
That is Asmongold giving them the benefit of the doubt. That is absolutely not the case, because if anything, by getting rid of him, they're actually losing money because he brings so much traffic. He's so freaking viral, and even now that he's deplatformed, people can't keep his damn name out of their mouth. Look at all these videos being made even after the fact about Andrew Tate, Asmongold's reaction, so many other videos, this video, in the hashtag, in the tags, because it generates traffic. He brings them money. Asmongold is super, super duper naive to think that this is at all about losing money. It's about controlling narratives. It's not. They would have made more money keeping him. It's not about losing money. It's about controlling narratives. And Asmongold is naive as fuck.
Yes, that's correct. I've always been of the mindset that any boycott doesn't really fucking matter. Like, most people don't give a shit. And they don't last for a long time. So I don't think that a lot of these problems really manifest in anything that matters one way or another. But I think this is what they believe. It's like 3 people send an email to the PR representative. Next thing you know, there's a board meeting and $100 million decision is made. Because of 3 or a half a dozen emails about some fucking dipshit on the internet. That's what I think happens.
Facebook, then your Instagram, then your Gmail, then your Discord, then your website hosting, then your domain name, then your payment processor, then your bank. That, like, it's just like in real time, you're watching your phone and apps just exploding. Boom, boom, boom. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely it. I mean, like, this is one of the times you need to realize you're wrong. What am I wrong about, Jazz? What am I wrong about? Let me read and see what
I'll tell you what you're wrong about, Asmongold. Right there proves that you're wrong. Right there proves that you're wrong. If it was about them losing money on, if it was about the social media platforms being worried about losing money, then why did they also go after his website domain and his payment processors? Because website domains and payment processors doesn't lose any social media platforms advertiser money. The domain name and the payment processors make the same amount of money no matter what. Political. Anyways, that's proof. That's proof that you're wrong, Asmongold.
It's a cabal. They won't realize the list because they're on the list.
It is a cabal.
But it is a cabal. Oh, I need to realize that I'm wrong because it is a cabal for sure.
Realize you're wrong.
So here's the
you
thing.
Dumb fuck.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do. I just explained
why.
Why did they go after his payment processor?
Just because you think it really hard doesn't make it true.
Andrew Tate, you don't have to agree with everything a man says to believe he has a right to speak in public.
Let me finish it.
And we do believe that. No one gets to tell you who you can watch. No one gets to tell you what you have to think. No one gets to tell you who you have to hate. You're an American and an adult. You can make those decisions yourself.
Just wait till the end.
So why don't they want you to hear from Andrew Tate? They really
I think, like, I mean, honestly, like, Tucker really needs to do a better job, man. Like, I've seen some of the things, like over the years, I've seen a couple of things from Tucker. It's like, thank God, he's, like, the only person saying fucking something that's true. What a bunch of dumb bullshit this is. You're on a network that you replaced Bill O'Reilly because they fucking got rid of him. The fact that you're sitting there is because somebody else got canceled.
Blah, blah, blah,
the
blah,
fuck
blah,
do you
blah,
mean?
Blah, blah. Waiting this for
and
this
then also,
video
like,
to be
they
over
can't
so
tell
I
you
can...
who to hate. Yeah, oh really?
He just got off track.
Like, he's older.
Remember how you're
am.
saying, oh, it's
He
not a
fucking
cabal,
knows this
it's not a
better than me.
cabal.
Remember
right?
back in 2002,
Oh, it's not a cabal, it's not a cabal. Why did they go after his bank?
Like, voicing
Why did
any
they go after
sense
his
of
payment processor
solidarity
and his
with
bank
the innocent
account?
Afghanis and Iraqis
Once they cut you off from your
or
bank
Muslims
account,
that are being called
once they
responsible
shut
for
down your
9/11.
bank account, you're fucked.
Meanwhile, their grandfather grew up in New Hampshire, and so they.
You're completely.
What a bunch of horse shit.
They got you by the balls.
Many times.
It's political.
The thing is, the reason why
how are you gonna pay? How are you gonna pay
like
for
food?
So how are you gonna pay for?
Is because
how are you gonna pay your mortgage, or if it's paid off, how are you gonna pay your taxes? Blah 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 blah.
Like,
blah.
I'm not the only person.
You're completely screwed.
This.
What are you gonna do? Keep it all under a mattress?
Think, oh wait a minute. Like, what about this? What about that? It's like it's unnecessarily disingenuous. You could have said something that's.
Oh, you're disingenuous. You didn't put any thought into it.
To just immediately disprove. The Japanese Americans in the 40s. Yeah, remember that? Well, we'd had the same constitution then.
He's a worse influence on the youth than, say, Cardi B. Tell us how. They're telling us he's a criminal.
Isn't it funny that he was about to say, "Oh, like it's not a cabal, it's not a cabal," but then he got sidetracked by the chat, and then just couldn't stop shitting on Tucker. Like Tucker. Weren't you just about to explain why you can't just assume it's a cabal coming after Tate? But then you got fixed. Then you completely lost sight of that and went on a Fox News rant. Okay.
Who are the victims? What are their names? It's going to take a lot more than that to have us believe he should be canceled. Or
I want to see Tucker live react to the video of him hitting that girl.
Asmon, that was paid role play.
Let's get a reaction.
It was paid role play. That girl came out and said it was fine, that it was paid role play. She came out since then and defended him and said, "Hey, I consented to that. It was all paid role play."
About women, about
Asmongold doesn't pay attention. He's just an opinionated idiot. An opinionated idiot with 100,000 viewers on Twitch.
And at the end of the 10 minutes, we'll see what you've got to say.
Appeal to authority fallacy. Appeal to authority fallacy.
By the way, we're against censorship, period.
Do a semblance of research, Asmon.
People making up their own.
Pull it up.
Didn't people get kicked off Fox News for not supporting the Iraq War? I was very young then. I remember this.
He's completely lost track of what this video was about, and he's on a Fox News. Anyways, let's end it here. It's over.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna let it finish.
With this. I don't think this is true. 30 years ago? Didn't we just pull our troops out like
this dude completely lost sight of what this video is about, and now is completely fixated on Fox News.
Fine.
Being all triggered by Fox News because he lives in Austin, the most liberal place in Texas. It's like, I'm a Texan. No, you're in Austin. You're in Austin.
All right, yeah, copium, it's different. Sure. I'll have to think about more recent examples.
Minds based on the evidence, like adults do.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, you can watch the full unedited interview with Andrew Tate after the show on Fox Nation.
Great.
Of course, Tate's not the only person who's being censored. Virtually everyone's being censored. The Pentagon now punishing service members for liking the wrong tweets.
I'm not in the military. I don't give a fuck. That's about it. I don't care about that. Yeah, what's going on? I don't know. Censor from a private company? I bet you wouldn't be saying that if your internet company cut off your internet. I bet you wouldn't be saying that. I bet you wouldn't be saying that if your power company cut off your power. Why don't you think outside the box a little bit? Why don't you think outside the little square that they put you in, and think about the fact that a half a dozen of these massive media conglomerates have effectively a monopoly.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it. What about if they cut off your bank, Asmongold? Or if they cut off your bank?
You tell me that that's a good thing. With no fucking oversight.
Maybe you'll stop.
It's not the same thing. Oh, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Oh, do you need the internet to live? Sure, I'll grant you water. Sure. You don't need the internet to live.
Maybe you'll stop shitting on crypto and NFTs when you start getting it.
Nope. I remember all these facts during decades old. I mean, because I was there. That's why. Yeah, I was fucking there.
Anyways, he's just reading his chat right now.
Dug themselves into so many shitholes with this extremist ideology. Yeah, I know. I think that I think this was. I didn't watch the whole interview on the Fox website. I don't know about that. Like I think this was like. I feel like this interview was for his base. It wasn't for journalism. It was for his base of people that want to hear about how the social media platform.
All right, yeah. Asmongold doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Asmongold also is super anti-crypto and anti-NFT, and I don't even think when Andrew Tate said that they cut off my payment processors and cut off my bank, I don't even think that registered. I don't think Asmongold was listening hard enough, or it even registered to him. But yeah, he never moved. He's lived in the same house since he was a kid. He's never moved out. He's never lived. So anyways, but yeah, I think he's smart with some stuff, but he's just not. He's just. What happens is when you have 100,000 live viewers, not all sycophants. I'm sure there's plenty of hate watchers and trolls and blah 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 blah. But what happens is you start sniffing your own farts, and you start thinking you're really smart, and he knows he's not. But this doesn't stop you being really opinionated on stuff that you gonna be opinionated about, like he didn't know this, and then his chat was like, oh yeah, and then but still that was wrong, and then he's like, oh, you know, there was a whole bunch of things where he was talking affirmatively about the COVID stuff and then tried to pull it up himself and couldn't even find it. So really, you never did any research. Anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching. This video, I know this video is really long. I expected it to be. I knew it was going to be. If you've made it this far, which you know, I appreciate you. Definitely, I appreciate you, because you really helped me out with the watch time. But anyways, I'll catch you in the next video, and hopefully this video wasn't too combative or whatever, exhausting. But anyways, peace out, guys. I'm just kind of like stuck in my head, like, this dude has 100,000 people listening to his he just showed that he doesn't research anything. Oh, his bank account was shut down. Well, what should he do about that? Oh, should he think outside the box? I don't know, like crypto or NFTs. Oh wait, I hate those things. I'm just sorry. I'm just like kind of being a Debbie Downer because I'm like dumbfounded by that stuff. But anyways, like I said, appreciate you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.